The quality of your life is shaped by the thoughts you cultivate. In a world that constantly pressures us to conform, imagine having the ability to find peace and joy regardless of external chaos. This isn't just empowering, it's transformative. True control doesn't lie in managing the world around us, but in mastering our own minds. Stoicism teaches resilience, gratitude, and the art of living meaningfully. This isn't about ancient history, it's about your life today, facing modern challenges with calm, finding joy and simplicity, and turning mornings from dreaded obligations into powerful beginnings. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, struggled to find stillness, or wondered how timeless wisdom can help navigate today's complexities, these insights might shift your perspective. Let's explore strategies to craft mornings and lives filled with intention, resilience, and genuine happiness. 1. Discover your purpose. Ikigai, this Japanese concept, represents the intersection of passion, skill, societal need, and livelihood. Your unique reason for being. Imagine waking each day driven by purpose, making the snooze button irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius emphasized fulfilling one's role with integrity, aligning your daily actions with deeper meaning transforms even mundane tasks into significant contributions. Start by asking, what excites me? What am I good at? What does the world need? The answers may unfold gradually, but the journey itself cultivates fulfillment. 2. Prepare the night before. Your morning begins the evening prior. Resist late-night distractions. Instead, create a calming pre-sleep ritual. Limit screens, jot down tomorrow's priorities, or practice deep breathing to signal rest. This isn't about rigidity. It's about honoring your well-being and setting the stage for a purposeful day. 3. Guard your morning focus. The first moments of your day are precious. Avoid diving into emails or social media. Instead, savor quiet activities like reading, journaling, or mindful reflection. This intentional start builds a reservoir of calm to draw from later. Cultivate consistency. Waking at the same time daily is a cornerstone habit. It's not just about discipline, it's a declaration of self-mastery. When temptation strikes, remember the long-term benefits, a life aligned with your values, one morning at a time. 5. Embrace self-compassion. Progress isn't linear. Forgive slip-ups and view each day as a fresh opportunity. Stoicism pairs discipline with kindness. Acknowledge setbacks, learn, and move forward. 6. Start small. Discipline grows through tiny daily acts. Place your alarm across the room. Make your bed. These seemingly minor choices reinforce commitment and shape character. 7. Partner for accountability. Share your goals with someone who supports and challenges you. This mutual journey fosters growth, offering perspective and encouragement when motivation wanes. 8. Reflect on impermanence. Contemplating life's brevity isn't morbid, it's clarifying. It sharpens focus on what truly matters, helping you rise above trivial concerns and live with urgency and gratitude. Practice negative visualization. Imagine potential challenges to build resilience. By mentally rehearsing adversity, you're better prepared to face it calmly. This exercise also deepens appreciation for present blessings. 10. End with gratitude. Close each day by noting what you're thankful for. This practice shifts focus from lack to abundance, fostering contentment and priming you for a peaceful, purposeful tomorrow. These strategies are more than routines. They're pathways to a life of intention. Every day offers a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more grateful. The journey isn't about perfection, but progress. Here's 2 mornings that inspire, days lived fully, and a legacy of meaning. 11. Embrace the power of stillness. In the rush of daily life, moments of quiet reflection are often over. Yet Stoics understood that stillness is where clarity emerges. Carve out time each morning to sit in silence. No agenda, no distractions. Let your mind settle like undisturbed water. This practice isn't about emptying thoughts, but observing them without attachment. Over time, you'll find wisdom in the pauses between thoughts, and decisions made from this centered space will carry deeper conviction. 12. Turn obstacles into fuel. Every challenge holds hidden value. When faced with setbacks, ask, how can this serve my growth? The Stoic art of turning the obstacle upside down transforms barriers into stepping stones. A missed opportunity becomes space for refinement. Criticism becomes a mirror for self-improvement. By reframing difficulties as teachers, you reclaim power over your narrative. 13. Live by nature's rhythm. Align your routines with natural cycles. Rise with the sun when possible. Let early light anchor your circadian rhythm. Spend time outdoors daily, even briefly, to reconnect with the earth's steady tempo. Notice how seasons mirror life's phases. Spring's potential, summer's abundance, autumn's release, winter's rest. Synchronizing with these rhythms fosters resilience and reminds you that all phases are temporary and necessary. 14, practice voluntary discomfort. Occasionally step away from conveniences, fast from technology, take cold showers, or simplify meals. These intentional acts of discomfort aren't about punishment, but inoculation against fragility. They reinforce that happiness isn't tied to external conditions and that you possess the strength to thrive even when circumstances aren't ideal. 15, leave room for serendipity. While discipline provides structure, rigidity stifles joy. Design your mornings with open spaces, time to wander, wonder, or simply be. Some of life's most profound moments arise unplanned. A conversation with a stranger, an unexpected insight, the sudden beauty of sunlight through leaves. The Stoic path balances preparation with presence, allowing room for life to surprise you. 16, cultivate a beginner's mind. Approach each day as if seeing the world anew. Drop assumptions about people, tasks, or routines. This mindset, rooted in curiosity, dissolves boredom and reveals hidden layers in the familiar. The coffee tastes richer, the walk to work feels fresher, and interactions become more meaningful when met with fresh eyes. 17, anchor in virtue. Let your actions flow from core principles: courage in facing fears, wisdom in choices, justice in dealings with others, and temperance in desires. When uncertain, ask, what would integrity do here? Virtue becomes both compass and refuge, steadying you amid external chaos. Release the need for approval. External validation is a fickle master. The Stoics measured success by inner alignment, not applause. Speak your truth kindly, but unapologetically. Pursue goals because they resonate with your soul, not because they'll impress others. True freedom begins when you stop outsourcing your self-worth. 19, create transition rituals. Bridge the gap between sleep and wakefulness with deliberate rituals, stretching, hydrating, or reciting a meaningful phrase. These small ceremonies signal to your nervous system that a new chapter begins, helping you shift mindsets with intention rather than autopilot. 20, remember, you are the artisan. Your life is your masterpiece, crafted daily through choices. Some strokes will be bold, others, subtle corrections. Mistakes are part of the process. The Stoic artisan works patiently, knowing that excellence emerges from consistent effort applied with love. This philosophy isn't about rigid rules, but fluid wisdom, adaptable to your unique journey. Start where you are. Choose one practice, let it root, then build. Over time, these threads weave into a life of quiet strength, where mornings aren't just endured, but embraced as sacred ground for becoming. The path continues beyond these words. Let each dawn remind you today is another opportunity to live deeply, love fiercely, and leave shadows of doubt behind. The tools are in your hands. The time is now. 21, master the power. See, between stimulus and response lies a space, a breath, a heartbeat, a moment of choice. Train yourself to inhabit that space. When frustration arises, pause before reacting. When opportunity knocks, pause before grasping. This deliberate hesitation is where wisdom speaks loudest. The Stoics called it prosace, the art of responding rather than reacting. With practice, these micro moments become your superpower. 22, redefine your relationship with time. Stop saying, I don't have time. The truth is, we all have the same 24 hours. What varies is what we prioritize. Audit your days ruthlessly. Subtract the trivial. Protect what matters. Seneca warned that life's greatest commodity slips through our fingers unnoticed. Treat time as sacred currency, spending it only on what aligns with your deepest values. 23, build mental fortresses. Create inner citadels of unshakable principles. When storms come, and they will, retreat to these strongholds, your core virtues, your practiced disciplines, your hard-won truths. No external event can breach these walls unless you lower the drawbridge. This is Stoic resilience, not the absence of pain, but the certainty that you've survived harder before. 24, practice the view from above. When overwhelmed, zoom out. Imagine seeing your life from mountaintop height, your worries shrinking to specks, your timeline stretching across decades. This cosmic perspective reveals what truly endures. That argument, insignificant in the grand narrative. That failure, a single brushstroke on a vast canvas. Return to daily life, lighter, armed with proportion. 25, become a student of character. Study people like living textbooks. Notice how the hot-tempered sabotage themselves. Admire how the gracious uplift rooms. Collect these observations into a personal philosophy of human excellence. Then, most crucially, apply what you learn. Wisdom unused is decoration. Wisdom lived becomes legacy. Harness the power of anticipation. Premeditate challenges before they arrive. Visualize handling delays with patience, criticism with curiosity, success with humility. This pre-rehearsal of virtues wires your brain for graceful responses. By the time reality arrives, you've already navigated it in your mind. 27. Cultivate productive solitude. Regularly step away from the crowd's noise. In silence, you hear your own thoughts clearly. Walk alone. Sit with a journal. Let the layers of external expectations peel away until only your authentic voice remains. As Epictetus taught, no great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. 28. Reframe have to as get to. Shift your language and you shift your reality. I have to work becomes I get to contribute. I have to exercise transforms into I get to strengthen my body. This linguistic alchemy turns obligations into privileges, revealing the hidden gifts in daily routines. 29. Develop a morning mantra. Choose a phrase that encapsulates your philosophy, something like, "This day is my creation," or "I meet what comes with grace." Read it while looking in the mirror each morning. These words become psychological armor, deflecting pettiness and magnetizing purpose throughout your day. 30. Leave every place better. Whether it's your home, workplace, or a park bench, practice the art of invisible kindness. Straighten a crooked shelf. Leave a thoughtful note. Pick up litter unnoticed. These micro-exceptions weave goodness into the fabric of the world while reinforcing your identity as someone who improves their corner of existence. The unfolding journey. Stoicism isn't about reaching some perfected end state. It's about showing up daily as the student and the teacher, the sculptor and the clay. Some days you'll stumble, other days you'll soar. Both are necessary. Carry these practices lightly, not as burdensome rules, but as gentle reminders that every moment offers two paths: the reaction of habit or the response of wisdom. Choose wisely, often, and without self-flagellation. When you forget, the sun will rise again tomorrow, offering a fresh canvas. What will you paint with your choices? How will you expand the space between what happens to you and how you meet it? The answers unfold in the living, in the trying, in the quiet courage of ordinary days made extraordinary through mindful presence. This is the Stoic art, not to control life, but to master your navigation through it. The compass points inward, the path continues, walk on. 31. Honor the power of limits. Constraints are not obstacles. They are the whetstone that sharpens creativity. The artist thrives within the frame of the canvas. The poet finds freedom in the structure of the sonnet. Embrace your limitations, whether time, resources, or abilities, as the defining edges that give shape to your potential. A life without boundaries is like a river without banks. It dissipates rather than flows with purpose. The artist-date practice, the discipline of non-attachment. Hold your plans lightly, prepare meticulously, then release your grip on outcomes. The Stoic farmer plants seeds with care but does not rage against drought. Pour your best effort into your work, relationships, and growth. Then make peace with the fact that results are not yours to command. This is not passivity but profound acceptance of life's fundamental truth. Control is an illusion. 33. Cultivate the art of deep work. In an age of fractured attention, the ability to focus is revolutionary. Designate sacred hours for undisturbed concentration. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs. Immerse yourself completely in the task before you. Like a blacksmith forging steel, sustained focus tempers the mind into sharper, more capable form. 34. Master the skill of receptivity. Balance your active striving with periods of deep listening. The wisest responses often emerge from silence rather than thinking. Practice sitting with questions instead of rushing to answers. Notice how insights arrive when you stop chasing them. In the shower, on walks, in the space between sleep and waking. Truth comes to those who create space to receive it. 35. Develop emotional agility. Feelings are weather patterns. They come, they go, they are not you. When anger flares, acknowledge its heat without becoming its instrument. When sadness lingers, give it room without mistaking it for home. The mature mind observes emotions with compassionate detachment, choosing responses aligned with wisdom rather than reactions dictated by passing storms. 36. Practice the subtraction principle. Before adding another commitment, possession, or goal, ask, what can I remove? True wealth is measured by what remains after eliminating the unnecessary. Edit your schedule, your belongings, your digital consumption with ruthless discernment. Freedom expands in inverse proportion to possessions, both material and mental. 37. Become a connoisseur of small wonders. Train yourself to spot miniature masterpieces. The geometry of a spider's web, the play of shadow through leaves, the accidental poetry of overheard conversation. These daily epiphanies re-enchant the ordinary, proving that beauty and meaning hide in plain sight for those who learn to look. 38. Embrace the alchemy of routine. Transform repetitive actions into rituals of meaning. Let your morning coffee become a meditation on warmth and awakening. Turn your commute into an opportunity for observation. Infuse mundane tasks with presence and watch how the ordinary becomes consecrated through your attention. 39. Cultivate strategic patience. Understand the difference between inaction and incubation. Some seeds need winter before they sprout. Withhold the urge to force resolution before it's time. Mastery, relationships, and personal growth all obey natural rhythms that cannot be rushed without damage. 40. Leave a legacy of lived wisdom. Let your life be your most profound teaching. The books you read and the lectures you hear matter less than the choices you make when no one is watching. Each day writes another sentence in the autobiography you're composing through action. Ask yourself, what story am I telling with my life? The path forward. This is not a perfection, but progression. Each morning offers a blank slate, not to reinvent yourself, but to continue the patient work of becoming. Some days you'll apply these principles with grace. Other days you'll forget them entirely. Both experiences are necessary teachers. The Stoic journey has no final destination, only deeper levels of understanding. With each challenge weathered, each truth uncovered, you don't so much change as become more fully yourself. The self that was there all along beneath the layers of conditioning and fear. Now the question remains, which of these principles will you take into your day? How will you translate philosophy into lived experience? The answers unfold not in contemplation alone, but in the crucible of daily action. The sun rises. The page turns. Your next chapter awaits. 41. Become a steward of energy. Time is finite, but energy is renewable if tended wisely. Audit your days, not just by hours spent, but by vitality invested. Protect your mornings like sacred ground where focus blooms undisturbed. Learn the rhythms when your mind is sharpest, your creativity most fluid. Guard against the slow drains. Decision fatigue, digital clutter, unresolved tension. A life well lived isn't about doing more, but about each action radiating purpose. 42. Practice the art of strategic withdrawal. There is wisdom in temporary retreat. When overwhelmed, step back. Not in defeat, but to regain perspective. A walk around the block, a silent cup of tea, 5 minutes gazing at the sky. These are tactical pauses that reset your bearings. Like an ancient general surveying the battlefield, from higher ground you'll return with clearer vision. 43. Cultivate anti-fragility. Don't just endure chaos. Learn to thrive within it. Like a muscle strengthening under resistance, expose yourself gradually to discomfort. Take the cold shower. Have the difficult conversation. Welcome minor setbacks as training for life's inevitable storms. With each challenge weathered, you expand your capacity to remain unshaken when larger gales arrive. 44. Master the skill of recomposition. When plans shatter, practice the alchemy of adaptation. The Stoic archer focuses on drawing the bow perfectly, not on whether the wind carries the arrow astray. Pour your best effort into preparation, then meet unexpected outcomes with creative flexibility. Detours often reveal more scenic routes. 45. Become a curator of influences. You are the average of what you let into your mind. Audit your inputs, the news you consume, the conversations you entertain, the media you absorb. Surround yourself with voices that elevate rather than deplete. Like a gardener pruning dead branches, regularly clear away mental clutter that no longer serves your growth. 46. Develop the observer mind. Step outside your thoughts like a scientist studying phenomena. When frustration arises, note, interesting, my body is experiencing a stress response. This metacognition creates space between stimulus and reaction. With practice, you'll no longer say, I am angry, but I notice anger passing through. 47. Embrace the paradox of control. There is profound freedom in distinguishing between what you can influence and what you must accept. Pour your energy in to the first category. Your actions, your attitudes, your efforts. Release the rest like leaves floating downstream. This discernment is the root of both peace and effectiveness. 48. Cultivate beginner's courage. Approach new challenges with the humility of not knowing and the boldness to try anyway. The expert was once the novice who refused to quit. Every masterful performance began with awkward first attempts. Growth lives in the territory beyond comfort. 49. Practice invisible excellence. Do good when no one is watching. Straighten the crooked shelf in a public space. Leave a generous tip for the tired waiter. Send the encouraging note. Unsigned. These anonymous acts weave integrity into your character's fabric while making the world subtly brighter. 50. Remember, this too shall teach. In difficult moments, whisper this Stoic mantra. The challenging coworker teaches patience. The missed opportunity teaches discernment. Even pain becomes a professor when met with curiosity. No experience is wasted when you mine it for wisdom. The living philosophy. Stoicism isn't preserved in ancient texts. It breathes in your daily choices. It's the deep breath before responding to provocation. The decision to act with integrity when shortcuts beckon. The courage to begin again after failure. Carry these principles not as burdens but as lenses that bring life into sharper focus. Some days you'll apply them effortlessly. Other days they'll feel foreign. Progress flows in spirals, not straight lines. Now, as the world wakes around you, the real practice begins, not in contemplation but in action, not in theory but in the messy, beautiful arena of lived experience. The sun climbs higher. The day awaits your imprint. What will you make of this one precious, unrepeatable opportunity? Onward. 51. Cultivate the art of deliberate pacing. Life is neither a sprint nor a marathon. It's a series of intentional rhythms. Some days call for vigorous action. Others demand stillness. Learn to read your internal compass and adjust your tempo accordingly. The wise understand that constant acceleration leads to burnout while perpetual slowness breeds stagnation. Like a skilled sailor, trim your sails to catch the winds of circumstance without losing your chosen course. Practice the discipline of essentialism. In a world of endless options, power lies in strategic elimination. Before adding new commitments, ask, does this align with my deepest priorities? Ruthlessly prune the trivial to nurture the essential. A well-curated life with fewer but more meaningful engagements yields greater impact than a cluttered existence stretched thin across obligations. Train yourself to pivot gracefully when plans collapse. The mark of resilience isn't rigid adherence to expectations, but the ability to generate multiple solutions when obstacles arise. Like water finding new paths down a mountainside, cultivate mental agility to flow around barriers without losing momentum toward your goals. 54. Master the subtle art of non-reactivity. Not every thought deserves action. Not every emotion requires expression. Build a mental filter that separates passing impulses from considered responses. When provoked, practice the 3B. Inhale deeply 3 times before speaking or acting. This simple discipline creates space for wisdom to override reflex. 55. Cultivate deep play. Counterbalance life's seriousness with activities pursued purely for joy, whether gardening, painting, or playing an instrument. These are not indulgences but necessities. They reconnect you with the spontaneous, creative self that structured routines can obscure. Like a tree bending in wind and returning upright, play restores your natural resilience. 56. Practice the art of strategic forgetting. Not all memories deserve preservation. Consciously release grudges, past embarrassments, and outdated self-narratives. Like a gardener weeding a plot, remove mental debris that chokes present moment vitality. What you forget shapes your future as much as what you remember. 57. Become a student of thresholds. Pay attention to transitions between sleep and waking, work and rest, solitude and company. These liminal moments are portals where intention can be planted. A minute of mindfulness before checking your phone, a deep breath before entering your home. Such small rituals transform mundane crossings into conscious acts. 58. Develop the skill of constructive discontent. Let dissatisfaction be a compass rather than an anchor. When frustration arises, ask what exactly needs to change. Then channel that energy into precise, actionable improvements. The healthiest growth springs from balanced tension between accepting what is and striving for better. 59. Cultivate quiet confidence. True assurance needs no fanfare. It's the inner knowing that comes from consistent action aligned with values. Unlike brash arrogance, this grounded self-trust remains unshaken by external validation or criticism. It speaks softly but moves mountains through persistent effort. 60. Leave room for mystery. Resist the modern urge to pathologize every uncertainty. Some questions have no answers. Some experiences defy explanation. Comfort with ambiguity is the mark of a mature mind. Like old-growth forests that thrive through cycles of light and shadow, your psyche needs spaces untouched by relentless analysis. The unfolding mastery, these principles aren't items on a checklist, but colors on a palette. Be mixed and applied differently each day. Some mornings you'll work with bold strokes, other days will require subtle blending. Progress reveals itself in hindsight. What feels like stagnation today may tomorrow appear as necessary incubation. The practices that feel awkward now will one day flow as naturally as breath. As dawn's light spreads across your window, remember, you are both sculptor and sculpture, gardener and garden. Each choice to pause or proceed, to speak or stay silent, to hold on or release, shapes the evolving masterpiece of your character. The world needs not perfect beings, but awake ones, people who show up fully to life's messy glory with eyes open and hands ready. Take these seeds of wisdom and plant them in the soil of your daily living. Water them with attention. Protect them from the weeds of distraction. Then wait, not passively, but with the active patience of one who trusts in natural laws. Your next chapter writes itself one conscious moment at a time. Begin. 61. Embrace the alchemy of constraints. Limitations are not roadblocks. They are creative catalysts. The poet finds freedom within the sonnet structure. The painter discovers depth through a limited palette. Your perceived restrictions, whether of time, resources, or circumstance, are the very conditions that will forge your most innovative solutions. Within every boundary lies hidden potential waiting to be unlocked through resourcefulness and imagination. 62. Cultivate the art of tactical silence. Master the space between words. In conversations, practice speaking only what improves upon silence. When provoked, sometimes the most powerful response is measured restraint. This disciplined quietness is not weakness. It's the mark of someone who chooses when to engage rather than being drawn into every fray. Silence becomes both shield and scalpel, protecting your peace while allowing others the space to reveal their true intentions. 63. Develop anticipatory resilience. Don't wait for storms to build your seaworthiness. Regularly envision potential challenges, professional setbacks, personal losses, health obstacles, and mentally rehearse navigating them with composure. This stress inoculation transforms you from someone who survives crises to someone who meets them with practiced grace. 64. Practice the subtraction of self. In moments of conflict or tension, experiment with temporarily removing your ego from the equation. Ask, how would a wise mediator view this situation? This subtle mental shift often reveals solutions obscured when we're overly identified with our own position. The most effective leaders know when to get out of their own way. 65. Cultivate deep work sanctuaries. Designate physical and temporal spaces for undisturbed focus. A morning hour before the world wakes. A corner of your home untouched by digital intrusions. Artisan chuaries fiercely. In an age of fractured attention, the ability to concentrate without interruption is becoming both rare and revolutionary. 66. Master the rhythm of engagement. Life requires alternating currents. Periods of intense focus, followed by intentional recovery. Like an athlete training with interval sprints, structure your days with concentrated effort, punctuated by true renewal, not merely distraction. This rhythmic approach sustains high performance without burnout. 67. Develop your personal decision matrix. Create clear criteria for choices before they arise. What values govern your career moves? What principles guide your relationships? Having this framework prevents decision fatigue and ensures alignment with your deepest priorities when under pressure. 68. Practice the art of constructive withdrawal. There is wisdom in strategic retreats, not as surrender but as recalibration. When overwhelmed, take a walk without your phone, spend a morning in a library, sit in a house of worship. These temporary withdrawals from daily demands often provide the perspective needed to move forward with clarity. 69. Cultivate beginner's humility. Approach even familiar tasks with the curiosity of first encounter. The expert's danger is automaticity, going through motions without presence. Regularly ask, what might I be missing because I think I already know? This mindset keeps your perceptions fresh and alert to evolving circumstances. 70, leave an echo of kindness. Make small anonymous contributions to the emotional climate around you. Pay for a stranger's coffee. Leave an encouraging note in a library book. Offer genuine praise without expectation of return. These quiet acts create ripples you may never see, but which subtly reshape your environment. The living practice. True wisdom is never static. It breathes and evolves through daily application. Some days these principles will flow naturally, other days they'll feel foreign. Both experiences are necessary teachers in their own right. As you move through your days, remember, transformation happens not in grand declarations but in countless small choices. The decision to pause before reacting, to focus when distracted, to respond with compassion when tempted by irritation. Your life is your most profound curriculum. Every encounter, whether pleasant or challenging, contains its own lesson waiting to be uncovered. The practice is simple, though not easy. Show up fully, engage authentically, reflect honestly, then begin again. The sun rises on new opportunities to apply these truths, not perfectly, but persistently. Not flawlessly, but faithfully. The path continues one conscious moment at a time. Walk on the unfinished journey. This is not an ending, but a crossroads, where wisdom meets action, where contemplation transforms into daily practice. The true measure of these principles lies not in their elegance, but in how they shape your ordinary moments. The way you greet the morning, the patience you extend when frustrated, the integrity you maintain when no one watches, the courage you summon to begin again. Stoicism was never meant to be perfected, only lived. Like a well-worn path through ancient woods, these teachings become more familiar with each passing, yet always reveal new nuances to those who walk with alert senses. Carry what resonates, adapt what fits, leave what doesn't. The goal was never rigid adherence, but a life lived with clear, yes, and steady hands, as the philosopher-poet Rilke advised. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart. Live the questions now. Your continued practice will gradually reveal the answers, not in words, but in the quiet authority of how you move through the world. The sun rises again tomorrow. The path continues. Walk on.